my channel. It's Jessica, and if you haven't checked out my BookTube newbie tag, go ahead and check that out so you can find a little bit more about me. Today is Monday. It's good to see you guys. Well, maybe not see, but it's good to be on your screens today. Today was a very good day, I will say that. It's the end of the month. August was it was a good month. I will say that. It flew by, but overall it was a pretty solid month. I did a lot of things this month, and I'm pretty proud of it. So today's guest is my boxed wine. Yep, because what screams independence in a raging bank account then boxed wine. So that's where I'm at today. Anyway, we're going to jump into the books that I read for the month of August. I'm going to give you my quick review of them and what I thought. So for the month of August, I didn't read as much as I intended to read, and that was mainly because August was crazy fast for me. I did a lot of things in August, and I also took a trip to New York. And I felt like that really occupied most of my time, just planning for that trip and getting things prepared. And also, you know, just really busy with work and just a lot going on. So I didn't read as much as I wanted to or as much as I expected. And at first I was a little disappointed with myself, but then I thought back, you know, of just me going to New York and me enjoying my time. And honestly, even though I didn't get to read as many books as I essentially wanted, I did get to spend time with my best friend in my favorite city in the entire world.
So long silent movies, to quiet dances on the screen. So long to burning slowly, smelling sweat and kerosene. And all the actors on the stage are rolling cigarettes and whispering so low. Call my parents up, tell them I'm not coming home. So long silent.
Being present and enjoying the moment was so worth it, and it was just a time of clarity for me, so I was most happy about that. So not a lot of books I'm going to show you guys today, but it was still a good reading. The first book that I read in August is Beach Read by Emily Henry. Had to remember her name there. Beach Read by Emily Henry, and yeah, it really didn't do that much for me. I thought it was a good book, and I was really grappling on whether to give this 4 stars or 3, and typically if I'm sitting on the fence like that, I will go with a lower rating. Yeah, it just wasn't my favorite that I read, and I feel like this isn't that memorable of a book. I know that a lot of people were talking about this book and reading it. A lot of people did like it, so I guess I'm the unpopular opinion here. But the book is about 2 authors. It focuses on 2 authors, Augustus Everett and January Andrews. Really focuses on January Andrews, the main protagonist. They both are authors, and they know each other from the past when they were in college together, but they are rekindled at this lake house where they meet up, or not really meet up, but they discover each other, that they're both there, and they challenge each other to write each other's genre. So January writes typically romance, and Augustus Everett writes very dark literary fiction. And yeah, so as the story progresses, so does their friendship and their romance. It has lots of different elements like cults, deals with death, friendship, sex, romance. So it has a lot going on. I just didn't like it. I thought that it was entertaining, and I liked the characters together, but I didn't necessarily care for them apart. Sometimes I thought they were a little annoying to me, to be honest. Whoops. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was an okay book. I don't think I would recommend it. I have recommended it, but now that I have like read it and I've sat on it, I don't think I'd recommend this book. You know, it's kind of like eating a vanilla wafer. Satisfying on the first bite, but not really that good. And that is my food analogy for a book. There you go. So the next book that I read is Heavy by Keith Lehman, and oh my gosh, are you kidding me? This book is incredible. Incredible. It is so poignant. There's your vocab word for the day. It is literally everything. Everything? It is everything. This book is a memoir of Keith's life, and it goes so much into the Black experience and how he grows up with his mom, who is a huge advocate for education. She's a professor, and he's also raised by his grandmother, and it honestly is such a great depiction of the Black experience, especially in the South, as he is rooted in Mississippi. And it talks about Black bodies, being in a Black family, education, rape, sex, just everything that you could imagine about the Black experience. It is in this memoir. He also deals with his weight very much in this memoir, so you get the theme of being heavy, key the title. It is honestly so incredible, and if I ever become a writer one day, which that would be so amazing, I definitely am going to be studying his style, because he is definitely one to watch. I absolutely loved it. 5 out of 5. Heavy, Keith Lehman, thank me later. So the next book that I read is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, and this was a reread for me. I want to do this thing every month where I actually reread one of my books. And so I chose to reread The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, and I wanted to see if I thought about it the same way when I first read it a long time ago. I think I read this, I don't know, probably like 10 years ago. So it's also shows my age. But I read The Bell Jar, and back then I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I reread it and I gave it a 4 out of 5, maybe even a 3.54 stars, really. First of all, let's just get into how old this cover is. Like, this thing is old. I got it used in a used bookstore, but it is absolutely ancient. So I have to be very careful with it. But it's about a young woman, and she deals with her, I guess, her losing her mind. Not even her mind, but deals with other people really thinking that she is going insane, and how she copes with society and the pressure of her family and her mother, really, her friends, and just the world around her. It's very psychological, so it's a little hard to describe. You just kind of have to read it. It is an extremely famous book to read. It's just one of those classics, especially like feminist, when it comes to like feminist literature. A lot of people will start with The Bell Jar, and I understand why. I think for the time that it was written in, it probably was really groundbreaking and very interesting and I don't know, cool. But now reading it, I'm like, okay, it's comes from one kind of viewpoint, if you get my drift. So it was good. I understand why it's good, but you know, I read it, I reread it, and that's pretty much it I have to say about the book. The Bell Jar, I definitely recommend it. I mean, it's one of those classics that you just put in the back of your pocket and you're like, yeah, I've read it. So Bell Jar, Sylvia Plath. Is Sheets by Brenna Thumler, and it was so good, guys. This is such a cute graphic novel. I'm trying to get more into graphic novels, but look how gorgeous that is. Look at the colors. I love it. It's like lots of blues and pinks all together. I loved it. It's about a young girl named Marjorie Glatt. She's 13 years old, and she's in charge of her family's laundromat after her mother passes, so it's a little sad. And Marjorie is bullied and made fun of because her family is, I would say, not well to do. They're struggling even to keep this laundromat open. And along comes this ghost in the form of a sheet named, what's his name? Wendell. Oops. Named Wendell. And he comes along. He's so cute, but very foolish and goofy and silly. But he comes along and helps her restore the laundromat. And it's adorable. It's sweet. I liked it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. If you want something that is quick, I read this within about an hour. Yeah, maybe like an hour and a half. Something quick, easy, fun to read. I definitely recommend it. It's just, it's the best. I can't even say my words. Wow. So this next book, I just want to give a slow clap to this book because it was Chef's Kiss, amazing. Oh my God, like incredible, absolutely incredible. Let me stop talking. Just kidding, I'm not. But it is called The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abi Dare, and I'm gonna rave about this book forever. As soon as I started this book, I knew that it was gonna be a 5 stars. I was like, yep, this is gonna be a 5-star book, and I hadn't even finished it yet. And it is just the writing, the characters, the point of view. I mean, just get it, okay? So it's about this 14-year-old girl named Adani. I think it's Adani or Adane. I feel like I'm saying her name wrong, and I definitely apologize about that. Like, ugh, whoops. But it's about this young 14-year-old girl who is sold by her father to marriage at a very young age and to this old man. And all she wants to do is just go to school to get an education. Her mother has died the year before, and her mother instilled the value of education in her, and she really, only thing that she wants to do is just go to school. And it goes through like maybe a year or 2 years of her life and the struggles that she faces with not only having to deal with being sold into marriage, but also just being passed on in a society that really just doesn't value women and their education like that. It was so mind-blowing and eye-opening because these sorts of things happen on a daily basis, not just in Nigeria, because it is set in Nigeria. It's by a Nigerian author, but it happens right in the US, right where we're living, and it's crazy to think about, but it's so true. And I love the way that the author captivates that. I don't even cry. I don't cry a lot when I read, but this book almost brought me to tears just thinking about it, because just the things that this young girl had to go through at 14 years old is crazy to me. Incredible, 5 stars. I don't even want to like go too much into it. It's just one of those things you have to read. If you don't ever listen to me again, fine, but read this book. Thank me later, okay? So the last book that I read for the month of August was The Death of Vivek Oji by Akwaeke Emezi, and it was incredible. I have to say that Nigerian authors are truly winning right now. I've read a lot of books by Nigerian authors, and every single one has been incredibly groundbreaking. So I will say that definitely go out and get you some books by Nigerian authors, because your mind will be blown every single time. But it follows the life of Vivek Oji as he arrives to his family's doorstep dead. It deals with the relationships that he has had with his family and his friends and what led up to his death. I also love that the author put the elements of being gay in the story, especially since it is still considered so taboo, to be gay or to have a certain sexual preference. So I love that she put that in the story and how different cultures deal with that. And it was honestly just a beautiful testament to his life. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Beautiful writing. The one thing that I really appreciated about the book is that it was written in Nigerian dialect. So it was interesting reading it because you could almost hear it the way that it was written. So I really appreciate that about the book. Incredible. I read this actually on my e-reader and I loved every minute of it. It was a fast read. Took me about, I don't know, maybe like 2 to 3 days to read this, and I loved every minute of it. So great book, 4 out of 5 stars. So that's it, guys. I'm all out of wine. And I'm all out of books that I've read for the month of August. I read a total of 6 books, which I know may not be a lot to some, and it may be a lot to some people. So I will say, wherever you are, however much you read, I'm proud of you. I'm certainly proud of myself for pushing through with 6 books, especially since this month was incredibly hectic. Make sure you check out my other video, my BookTube newbie tag. And also, subscribe. Definitely comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video and all the videos that I do post. You guys are so well loved here. I appreciate everything that you guys say and all the encouragement that you give me. So thank you so much. And also make sure you follow me on my Instagram as well. What else? I think I'm done. You guys, I think I am done. I think I've talked a lot today. It's Monday. It is the beginning of the week. And yeah, it's going to be a great week. I hope that you're having a great week as well. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.